Hey, good day, everybody. Welcome back to our Chavruta sessions live from Jerusalem with Rabbi Chaim Goldberg of the Noahide World Center. Today's message he's titled, I'm a Master, You're a Master, Serving Hashem. So I'm sure it's going to be interesting. But before we begin, Rabbi Goldberg, I did speak with Rabbi Shulman this week, and he did ask me if you wanted to have a private Zoom meeting with him, or if you wanted him in one of the class sessions, or he just was looking for more detail. But I offered to give him. I sent him your phone number, but he said, "Well, you used me as a mediator, so you probably wanted me to be involved some way, shape, or form." Anyways, Rabbi, I'm going to turn the class over to you. So good to be with you, Rabbi. We can't hear you at the moment. We heard you earlier. Yeah, you've gone mute. But yeah, we can't hear you. We can see you crystal clear, but no. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, your microphone shows as live, but we can't hear it. You may have to step out of the room and step back in. Zoom, it gets a little funky that way. It does. It jumps in and jumps out. Yeah, I find, especially if you've updated to Windows 11, I find it seems to have disconnected a lot of drivers. So if you're using a new mic that's plugged into a USB, yeah, sometimes the driver updates and flashes during a broadcast or something, and it has to be reconnected. So, hello, Martina. We got you live on the air, on the screen. Good to see you. And we got Helen and our good friend Bart with us as well. And I see my friend Ange has just come into the room. Excellent. Always good to have the same students get on that learning curve in the right direction, and hopefully it's useful in your lives. It is in mine for sure. Yeah. Well, Rabbi Goldberg's back in the Zoom room, so he's just having microphone connection problems. His camera seems to be live, but yeah, your camera's clear, but not your... Oh, you just shut the camera off. Thanks for your patience, folks. We heard him loud and clear when he first came into the room. Nope, we can't hear you, Rabbi. Sorry. Yeah, your microphone shows that it's alive, but... yeah, we're not hearing anything. It's like your software in behind the scenes.
Now you can hear me. Yeah.
There you go. Yes, now we can hear you. Yeah, I find it's all trial and error with a lot of computer stuff you've got, and this I'm hooking things up an hour before every live class just to make sure everything's connected for our audience's sake. And anyway, so good to be with you, Rabbi. We hope everything's well in Israel, and we know you got the high holidays coming up. So. Yeah, we're going to turn the class over to you, Rabbi, so please take it away, sir.
Okay, so let's go step by step. First of all, regarding your question about Rabbi Shulman, I will be more than happy to do with him a live session in front of people and to raise up all the decisions, the answers, the questions, whatever it is on people's minds regarding the Noahide. Okay, this is I'm offering something like that. This is what I'm offering, and I think that it's important. It's important also for the Noahide community to have this option of acknowledging and seeing how rabbis are discussing the many issues that we have. So not a private thing. I want to be it live. I would like very much that it will be published, and that we will be how many people that we want that there will be in the Zoom room. We can be 30, 40, 50 people. I don't care. People will be able also to ask questions along the meeting. We will raise up, okay, the ideas that we have to raise up, and there are a few things that we want to raise up. And let's have, I don't get, in my position, in my vision, I will say, also, I Rabbi Yehuda Cohen, okay, will be with us. So we'll be able also to liaise and to ask questions, to discuss whatever it is, to have a discussion, a live discussions between rabbis
Okay,
regarding the Noahide movement.
I will pass that on
important.
and see if he's interested, and we'll see if we can make something happen. We know you guys are going to be very busy with the high holidays coming, so but I will let him know right away, and we'll go from there. And Hashem willing, we can see how rabbis overcome differences, and hopefully a good opportunity to learn. So turn the class over to you, sir.
Okay, so this is one thing. What I want to do today, first of all, again, we have only until 35 minutes or something like that, and then I need to stop, maybe 40 minutes. But let's learn something very important, and I'm going to show something that might shock all of you in all sorts of ways. So let's go step by step. You can hear me fine, right? Everything is fine. Excellent. I'm happy, Okay. So I want to start with let's share the screen, and I want to start with the verses that we read yesterday. And the verses that we read bringing something amazing that the Maimonides, no, I want to stay co-host, okay, everything is fine. That the Maimonides wrote down almost 850 years ago, okay? And it's related to the Noahide, and it's related also to, it's not in Genesis, it's in Deuteronomy. It's related to the Noahide, and it's also related to people that are doing a conversion. And you know that we are not pushing of doing conversions at all. We think that people are supposed to stay Noahide. We're not, people that are doing conversion. We respect them, but we think that today this is not the thing that you need to do. So it's a chapter before that. Sorry, we have in the Midrash. It says, all those things that are bothering, all the things that are jumping up. All the pop-ups, people have. Excellent. Okay. And we have something that is called the offering of the firstborn. Okay. And it's coming with the cattle, with all of the animals. And we also have it with the fruits. So let's read it. Sorry, it's only been before that. I'm sorry. Let's go previous. My mistake. Oh, let's read for a moment the first first 11 verses. Okay, please.
Okay, we're in Deuteronomy chapter 26, verse 1. And it will be when you come into the land which the Lord your God gives you for an inheritance, and you possess it and settle in it, that you shall take of the first of all the fruit of the ground which you will bring from your land, which the Lord your God is giving you, and you shall put them into a basket and go to the place which the Lord your God will choose to have his name dwell there. And you shall come to the Cohen who will be serving in those days, and say to him, I declare this day to the Lord your God that I have come to the land which the Lord swore to our forefathers to give us. And the Cohen will take the basket from your hand, laying it before the altar of the Lord your God. And you shall call out and say before the Lord your God, an Aramean sought to destroy my forefather, and he went down to Egypt and sojourned there with a small number of people. And there he became a great, mighty, and numerous nation. And the Egyptians treated us cruelly and afflicted us, and they imposed hard labor upon us. So we cried out to the Lord, God of our fathers, and the Lord heard our voice and saw our affliction, our toil, and our oppression. And the Lord brought us out from Egypt with a strong hand and with an outstretched arm, with great awe and with great signs and wonders. And he brought us to this place, and he gave us this land, a land flowing with milk and honey. And now, behold, I have brought the first fruits of the ground, which you, O Lord, have given to me. Then you shall lay it before the Lord your God, and prostrate yourself before the Lord your God. Then you shall rejoice with all the good that the Lord your God has granted you and your household, you, the Levite, and the stranger who is among you.
Okay, so basically, if I'm asking all of us, we're speaking about something very simple. That is, first of all, a lot of gratitude. We have here a lot of gratitude. Um, and to give the firstborn, it's the opposite of Cain. Cain didn't give the firstborn. Cain gave from what was left over. Okay, there's a very big difference between those two. The question is, do I understand that I'm only I will call it a pipe, that is
A
getting from
conduit,
God and
yeah.
giving to others? Or I think that everything is mine and I will give the others from the leftovers. Cain gave from the leftovers. Abel came from the firstborn. And here we have a mindset of Abel that I'm giving from the firstborn because I agree, I acknowledge that nothing is mine. I'm getting from God. And what I need to do is to share it with others. And I'm giving a lot of gratitude for God for being in a place or that we almost, got lost in history in Egypt. And now God gave us this good land. By the way, it's amazing to think to call a land a good land. Good and bad is related with actions, moral behavior. How can we call a land a good one? Maybe we can say that this land have good minerals, or those are words, but we can't say that the land is good. But in Hebrew, I will tell you something that not people don't really know. In Hebrew, the word land, it's very similar to the word. The English is taking it from the Hebrew word eretz. How do you call the earth? Earth, eretz, almost the same thing. In Hebrew, the word eretz, earth, is coming from the word ratzon, will. It's the same word. And the land have some sort of a will. The Hebrew land have a will that if we will do badness, we will be kicked out from this land. The land will throw us out. So the land have some sort of a free will in its behavior. And the land is bringing us to become good people. And this is why this land is a good land. Okay? Because it's bringing, or it's a giving us, I will say, some sort of a funnel that we are becoming good people. And this is when we can hold this land, only when we behave in a good way. Now that we came back to, after the last exile, we're not going to be kicked off again and everything else, we're going to stay here. But this is not the main issue. The main issue here is that we need to remember that we are just some sort of we're getting from God, we're receiving and we're giving, and this is how God is measuring what we are and how much we are appreciative in front of Him, and He's giving us more because He knows that we also will give to others. Here we're giving to the priest, to the Kohen, but we also, there's a lot of things here in Deuteronomy that we need also to give to the people that are poor, the people that, have no way of living by themselves, and all what we call the tzedakah and everything else. Believe me, those days, this is the main days that everybody is also giving those tzedakah and everything else. But I have a question. It's not my question. It's a question that's already raised up in the days of the Maimonides, and even before that, in the days of the Babylon Talmud and now the Jerusalem Talmud. We're speaking about something like almost it's written down already in the Mishnah, in the Torah, in the oral Bible that we have. And the main question is, if someone is joining the Hebrew nation, let's say he is doing full conversion, can he come in front of God and say, Um, I'm so satisfied. Okay, you saw that in those verses we said that there is things that you need to say. Okay, and you shall call out and say before the Lord, before God. What are you going to say? I'm going to say that I was slaved in Egypt. God took us out after we called him, after we cried to him. Okay, and he brought us to this place. Now, if someone is converting, for example, from the Belgium country, or from, I don't know, from any other country of the world, can he say that he was slaved? His parents were slaved? Can he bring this thing, or maybe he can't? Maybe it's one of the commandments that he can't do. Now, the Maimonides, and we're going to read it. It's a very long one, but it's worth every word, okay? And the Maimonides have been asked from someone that did conversion, and he asked him, now, in the days of the Maimonides, 850 years ago, we didn't have this commandment. But the question is going on also to the prayers. When someone is converting, can he say that he is praying in front of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, his forefathers? It's not his forefathers, he came from a different culture. Okay, he came from the Gallies, from France. Suddenly he's saying, no, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Very nice, but you didn't came from this family. Can you say that? You can't say that. And the answer that he is giving is related to the people who did conversions and for people who are joining the Hebrew nation. And this is why I think it's very important once to learn the answer that he is giving. Okay, so let me raise it up. Let me put it on the screen. I'm sorry that it will take another few minutes. Sorry. It's a long one, and it took me time to find the English version. This is the most hardest thing I've done. Did you organize your throats? You're going to read a lot, but you're going to do it step by step, okay? Let me find recent. Here it is. I uploaded it. Everything will be here. Here it is. You see, here it is. I hope it will be clear enough. Let's open it. Let me know that you can see it. Yeah, you can. I think you can see it, right? You want me to do it bigger?
No, I can read it just fine, Rabbi.
Okay. Basically, just a moment. Let me say another few words. Okay. The mainly, again, someone that did conversion went to the Maimonides and asked him, is it okay that he will say that he is the son of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because he came from a different place. So let's see what the Maimonides answered. Okay, but let's start with the question. Okay, the agenda.
Okay.
Please read this part.
Okay, it starts off, a proselyte brings the first fruits and recites the declaration as it is stated regarding Abraham, for a father of a multitude of nations I have made thee, from Genesis 17:5. Behold, he is the father of all nations who come to shelter under the wings of the divine presence. Furthermore, it was to Abraham that the divine oath was first sworn that his children would possess the land. Okay, the eternal human background to the ruling, so precisely and dryly formulated here by the Rambam, is reflected in the noble lines, full of delicate consideration for the feelings of the stranger, that he penned in reply to Obadiah the proselyte. The latter wished to clarify whether it was correct for him to refer in his prayers to the God of our fathers, just the same as any other born Jew. Indeed, a similar question is involved in the recital of the first fruits declaration, which is cited by the Rambam in the epistle we quote here. Can you scroll
Okay,
down,
so
Rabbi?
this is a question. I said it already. This is a question, and I must say also we know that we have the prayer book that is also giving, I will say, the permission or giving the guidance that you can say that you are connected to the fathers of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, even though you didn't even do a full conversion, and it's okay. Now you will see in a why and how it's working. So let's go step by step. So, said Moses ben Maimon, this is the beginning. Let's read this and let's go step by step, please.
Okay. I've just got a question, Rabbi, from our friend Lara. She says, can you ask the Rabbi, if this is the case, how should non-Jews who marry Jewish people should feel as they're converting? Okay, I'll keep reading.
I will say that it's a different question because it's already going to the intermarriage question. It's not permitted in the Jewish eyes, in the Jewish, I will say,
Sages, yeah.
tradition. And it's hard to address that, especially in a large situation or large, we're speaking now openly on the
Social media.
internet. Yes, and it's hard to address, and it's supposed to be in a personal thing. Basically, we don't agree with this idea, and the Hebrew also community have a very hard, I will say, outcome when someone is doing something like that. Now, I'm not saying that we don't have those things today. Unfortunately, we do have things like that today. But this is
Yeah,
it's not really related to this question. The question here is a different question because I think that we all know each other. I think more than one day. Some of us even 6 and 7 years, and you never heard from me to break with your family. You never heard from me. More than that, when people ask me, about a preference, I'm always saying that you need to be in a good relation with your family and not to forget the good connection with your family and not to do anything that will bring, even if you need to step down for the lessons with me or something like that, don't hesitate, do that. Very important to stick with your family. It's very important. So I don't want to go inside to a side question.
I see. Yeah, very fair. I find, often those that refuse to stay Noahide and want to convert, they just basically appear to not have any restraint. They want everything, it seems. Yeah. Okay, so let's read what the Rambam said. Said Moses ben Maimon, scion of the exiles of Jerusalem, a resident in Spain, may his memory be for a blessing. The questions of our teacher and master, Obadiah the scholar, and understanding one, the righteous proselyte, the Lord recompense his works, and a full reward be given thee of the Lord God of Israel, under whose wings thou art come to trust. You asked regarding the benedictions and prayers, both as regarding private and public utterance by yourself, whether you may say, our God and the God of our fathers, who has sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us, who has separated us, who has chosen us, who caused our fathers to inherit, who brought us out of the land of Egypt, who wrought miracles for our fathers, and similar.
You see that he quoted a lot of verses that came from the thing that we read minutes ago, okay, from Deuteronomy, okay? And this is what he asked, okay, and formulate, okay? You should, now,
you should recite them all as they are formulated in the liturgy, change nothing. But just as every native-born Israelite prays and recites benedictions, so you should do, whether in private or public utterance, as leader of the congregation.
Just a moment, stop here for a moment. First of all, he's saying, the Maimonides is saying, you need to say everything. In a moment, he's going to explain. But first of all, he's saying you need to say everything. Now, at this point of time, I might think that he is speaking only for those
green light,
full conversion.
Right.
Okay? But we will be very shocked in a moment because his explanation why you are able to say those words will shock us, and it suddenly refer to everyone who is a Noahide also. So let's go step by step, please. The reason.
Okay, the reason for this is that Abraham, our father, it was who taught all mankind. He imparted to them the true religion and the unity of the Holy One, blessed be he, and spurned idolatry and repudiated its worship. He brought many children under the wings of the divine presence, teaching and instructing them, and commanded his children and household after him to keep the path of the Lord, as it is written in the Torah in Genesis 18 and 19. For I know him that he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord to do justice and judgment. Consequently, everyone who accepts Judaism till the end of all generations, and whoever acknowledges the unity of the Holy One, blessed be
Again,
he.
again. And whoever acknowledge the unity
Of the Holy One, yeah, blessed be he, as laid down in the Torah, is of the disciples of Abraham our father, peace be upon him. They all belong to his household. He brought back all who are destined to accept Judaism by the testament that he bequeathed his sons and household after him. It follows that the patriarch...
Just a moment. Let's do a break. Let's give you time to breathe a bit. Okay? So what we see here, first of all, the reason, okay, that the Maimonides is giving us is because Abraham, he was the first one, and I want to remind us all that Isaac was born when he was 100 years old. Abraham didn't sit down in this world and do nothing till then. Abraham was preaching, Abraham was teaching, Abraham had a lot of people around him, and he was teaching people. Think about this, 100 years old, okay, that was teaching and going around from place to place and teaching people about the true God. And all those people that he managed to bring under the wings of the Shekhinah, okay, what we call, he managed to bring them to the right way, even though he didn't have kids until the age of 86, okay, only then Ishmael, and in the age of 99, 100, he got Isaac. Till then, he was, I will say, the father of all the righteoushood who are going here in this world. So everyone who is going on this path is the kid of Abraham. He can always say that Abraham is his father, not the biological father. He is his father in the ideology also, in the mindset, in the right way of how to behave and how to believe and to whom to believe, and the God that he needs to believe in. The one God, by the way, okay? And this is why we are all uniting together. Now let's continue, please.
Okay. It follows that the patriarch Abraham is the father of all his seed who are worthy and follow in his ways, and is the father of all his disciples, which implies every proselyte who is accepted into the Jewish fold. You should therefore say, our God and the Father of and the God of our fathers, our God and the God of our fathers, since Abraham, peace be upon him, is your father. You should likewise say, who caused our fathers to inherit, since the land was given to Abraham, as it is written, arise and go forth in the land, its length and breadth, for to thee I have given it. But who brought us out of the land of Egypt, and who wrought miracles for our fathers, if you wish to amend it into, who brought Israel out of Egypt, and who wrought miracles for Israel, do so. But if you do not amend it, you have lost nothing. For as much as you have come to shelter under the wings of the divine presence, and have joined yourself unto him, there is now no difference between you and ourselves. And all the miracles that were wrought in the past were wrought both for us and you. Behold, Isaiah states in Isaiah 66:3, let not the son of the stranger that hath joined himself to the Lord speak, saying, the Lord hath utterly separated me from his people. There is absolutely...
Again, please take a bit of a breath, okay? This verse of Isaiah is not saying only those who did full conversion. It speaks about those that it's even calling them a stranger, okay? Those who are not part of the Hebrew nation, but they are joining the Hebrew nation in their mindset, in their ideas. So there are those who are doing full conversion, but there are those who are also becoming a Noahide, and they're becoming in the right way. They need to know that they are part of this, I will say, not only ideology, they are part of this faith. Therefore, they have the possibility to say, as part of Israel. Okay? And let's continue on. There is
Okay.
absolutely no difference.
There's
You see
absolutely
this?
no difference whatsoever between us and between you. Certainly, you should say, who has chosen us, who has given us his Torah, who has caused us to inherit, who has separated
This
us.
is already for these who did full conversion. Okay, please.
Since the Creator has already chosen you and separated you from the nations and given you the Torah, for the Torah was given both to us and the proselytes, as it is said in Numbers 14 and 15, one ordinance shall be both for you and for the congregation. Scroll down, Rabbi. And also for the stranger that sojourneth with you, the proselyte. An ordinance forever in your generations, as you are, so shall the stranger be before the Lord. Know
Okay,
that many of our...
there is a bit of a difference between those who did a full conversion and then they became part of the Israelite, I will say, society in a full way, while those who became only or decided to stay very close with us as a Noahide, and this is where there are a few slightly small differences, but in the concept, it's the same. Now we're coming to the main point. Look, read the next paragraph, please.
Okay.
No.
Know that many of our forefathers who went forth from Egypt were idol worshippers and had become assimilated among the heathen and learnt of their ways. Then the Holy One, blessed be he, sent our teacher Moses, master of all the prophets, and separated us from the peoples and brought us under the wings of the divine presence, both us and all the strangers, i.e. proselytes, and made one law for all of us.
Okay, just a moment. It's something that people don't, I would say, don't recognize. When the Hebrew nation were in Egypt, and if you will go to Yechezkel, chapter 20, you will see it inside. They were all worshipping idolatry. They did a lot of sins. They were very, we call this, they were also almost assimilated as Egyptians to become, almost the Hebrew nation got lost in history. And then Moses came and he took us out. We were still idolatry people. And we did a covenant with God. And we became back who we are today, who we are then already, okay? But it didn't start like that. And if we manage to move to this stage, all those who are joining the Hebrew nation, those who are joining fully the Hebrew nation by doing conversions, but again, we are not encouraging this too much. And those who are becoming the Noahide, they are going on the same path, and they are also part of those who are joining, I will say, the true side, and they can say those words that they are the people of the destiny of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and that they're connected with the Hebrew nation in a full way. This is what he is saying. It's amazing to think. Please, let's continue.
All right, he says, neither let your ancestry be esteemed lightly by you. If we trace our ancestry to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, yours is to be traced to him who spoke and the world came into being. So is it explained in Isaiah 44, verse 5. One shall say, I am the Lord's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord, and surname himself by the name of Israel. All that we have stated...
Just against them. Just a moment, Dan, just a moment. It's very important. I think that it's important maybe that you read it again. Listen good to what he said. With all of the respect to the Hebrew nation, that we are related to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, it's nothing for the Noahide people who are related to God who created this world. Read it again. Look, he's suddenly putting the Noahide people above the Hebrew nation. It's very tricky what he did here. Read it again.
Yeah. Neither let your Neither let
Please.
your ancestry be lightly esteemed by you. If we trace our ancestry to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, yours is to be traced to him who spoke and the world came into being. So is it is explained in Isaiah 44:5. One shall say, I am the Lord's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord, and surname himself by the name of Israel.
Amazing. Think about this for a moment. I'm saying to you all the time, to be a Noahide, it's not less. It's a question of, I will say, what exactly is my mission in life, whatever it is. Each one of us have a different mission as an individual people, okay, but also as nations. Suddenly here, he's saying something amazing. It's a quote of the Maimonides, not Chaim Goldberg, okay. He's saying something amazing that don't take on yourself that you are less than the Hebrew people. You're even in a higher level because you're connected straight to God. You're part of his family. So to be part of his family here in this world, also you need to be connected with the Jewish people because he is speaking through them to the nations. But you in a stage that not only related with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you are related with God who created this world. Even closer than him, to him than us. Boom. I know that people are not thinking like, people a lot of times saying, but I want to be like the Israelites. Calm down, Don't straight ahead reduce yourself from this connection with God. I know that people usually are not thinking like that. I brought this. I said to myself, it's a time to bring it in front of the world that they will understand. It's not a coincidence that we're saying to you, you don't need to do conversion. You need to be yourself, but to be yourself, there are also aspects that you're even in a higher level than the Jewish community. Boom. Please continue then.
Right. Authenticity is so important. Okay. All that we have stated regarding the benedictions that you should not deviate from the accepted formula can be deduced from a passage in Tractate Bikurim. The proselyte brings first fruits, but does not recite the declaration, since he cannot say, which the Lord sware unto our fathers to give to us. And when he prays in the synagogue, he says, the God of our fathers, and if his mother was a Jewish, he says, the God of our fathers, even when he prays alone. But when he prays in private, he says, my God and the God of the forefathers of Israel. This is the anonymous Mishnah, which implies that Rabbi Meir was the author, and this is not the accepted ruling, which is as explained in the Jerusalem Talmud. There we said it was learnt in the name of Rabbi Yehuda. A proselyte himself brings the first fruits and recites the formula. Why so? For a father of a multitude of nations have I made thee. Aforetime he was the father of Aram, country of his birth. From now onwards, the father of all humanity. Rabbi Yashua ben Levi said, the law is in accordance with Rabbi Yehuda. Behold, it has been made clear to you that you should say, which the Lord sware to our forefathers, and that Abraham is your father, and that all of the righteous who follow his ways. This applies to all the benedictions and prayers. You should not alter anything.
Okay. And at the end, and it's not quoted here, but at the end it's also said that this is the Maimonides and what he said. So we have here what we call a psak halacha. Okay, it's how exactly we need to understand, to address, and to discuss, to say at the end with this thing of those who are joining the Hebrew nation. And we realize that the Hebrew nation never had a racism inside them. Okay? We don't believe in racism. Every person here in this world have the image of God, and he could be in the, I will say, in the good side, in the connection with Israel, in the connection with the searching for good, in the connection of getting connected with God, even in some sort of a way, in some ways even higher than the Hebrew nation. and he can decide to do other things. It depends on him. He have the freedom of choice. But we never said that because we are the Hebrew people, we are better than others, or you can't become part of it. This is something that is not written down today. It was written down already 850 years ago, and it's quoting resources that are coming from the Mishnah, the oral Bible, that was among the Hebrew people already for 3,500 years ago. I'm not speaking about today. Of course, today it's also the same. This is the halachic way. The Maimonides, who have the possibility of going against the Maimonides. We don't have those. Most of the things that the Maimonides said, we do. Okay, but this is it. The racism is something that we don't believe it. We don't believe in this thing. Every person in this world have the image of God, and every person in this world have the possibility of joining the right path and getting connected with God, related with the Hebrew nation, or in a different. I won't go inside about the different ways, and we're not urging anyone to become a Jewish in a full conversion on one side. On the other side, there is no boundaries of becoming connected with God because you're not doing the conversion. As a Noahide, you can become part of God's society. And I brought it from, it's related, okay, with those verses that we said before about the Bikurim, that it's saying to us that you can bring, people can bring. Now, don't ask me, can a Noahide bring the Bikurim? The answer is no, especially if he's not living in Israel, because the Bikurim, this mitzvah, first of all, we don't have the Temple Mount yet. It will be another 2-3 years, be careful. But you know what I'm saying? It will be another 2-3 years. In a moment, I will explain that. But we need to live in Israel. It's supposed to be the land of a Jewish person, but you can bring other things. Okay, there are other things. You can come to the Temple Mount and to pray there, and you can come to the Temple Mount and bring offering. By the way, today a Noahide can go and do offering, okay, in Jerusalem, while the Hebrew people are not allowed. We're not allowed halachically. We're not allowed. And halachically, the Maimonides is saying that you can do it as a Noahide. Again, an advantage that a Noahide have more than the Hebrew people. I'm not recommending you to do that because the Arabs are going to be very hyper against it. Why did I say that another 2-3 years? I assume that the Temple Mount will be built up, because God have. I'm jumping to a different issue. Okay, God have a system. The system of God is that God is punishing the wicked people in the things that they brought to themselves. Okay? And who said that? Jethro said it. And I will give an example. Pharaoh is trying to demolish and to kill the Hebrew nation. How is he doing it? He is stating every boy that is going to get born, throw him to the canal, right? What happened at the end? The Egyptians drowned in the sea. So basically, Pharaoh cursed himself, right? Let's jump to another example. Haman, okay, in the Achashverosh, in the Esther story, okay? Haman is building up a very high level of tree to put there, to kill there Mordechai. But what happened? Basically, he built up the tree, and he was killed there. He was, put in there, right? So he did it to himself. Now let's ask ourselves for a moment how exactly the Arabs, the Hamas, is calling this war from the first day. Do you know how they call it? They call it the Tufan al-Aqsa. In Arabic, this is the words. In English, it's the flood of Al-Aqsa. We're doing to you a flood We coming, we going, we raping you, we killing you, we burning the babies, we're doing all those things because we are on our way to Al-Aqsa, to the Temple Mount. So basically what they're doing to themselves, they're going to lose the Temple Mount. Till today, we gave them, I will say, we were very nice. We gave them the opportunity to stick there and to be there. But they stated, enough is enough. So just like what happened with Achashverosh, Haman, with Pharaoh, this was going to happen here. I assume that the end of this war, we will be controlling and we will get the permission to build up the Temple Mount. This is what they stated, not us. This is how it's
Wow,
working.
that's huge, Rabbi. That is so huge. Yeah, people need to realize how our actions are really just mirrored intent into this world, and yeah, amazing.
Okay, I'm really sorry. I need to go again. I'm not closing.
Understand.
If you want to still to discuss things, hopefully next week we're going to meet. Now, listen good. We're going to change everything from the Zoom to the Google Meet. So I will try to send all of you. Please keep in touch with Dan. Okay, this week he will give you the. I will send him as soon as possible. And the next coming today or tomorrow, the new link. So we're going to move to the Google Meet. There are a few reasons why. Never mind now.
Okay, as long as I can stream it, fine for the audience. Yeah.
Why not? It's the same thing. It's
Pretty
Google.
well. Yeah.
Fair enough. So next week we will have a meeting. The next coming 2 weeks, hopefully, I will do my best to have meetings. Okay, it's before Rosh Hashanah, it's before Yom Kippur, those 2 days. After that, it's a bit more complicated. Straight before, then we will have a break of 2 weeks, but we'll deal with this later.
I thought, yeah, isn't it on the 24th or 25th, Rosh Hashanah?
Yes, but yes, next week we will have, with the blessing of God, we will have next week, and also the week after that, and then we'll speak again about the other days. As always, it was a pleasure with meeting all of you, seeing you from a long time no see.
Yes, I'm glad to see Nathan and Vincent show up, and Jacob, and yeah, we have adjusted the class for the next few months, guys, to 8 p.m. Israel time. I did get one message from Batya in Germany who wanted to attend, and yeah, she was confused on the times. And, you got to stay connected. I advertise on Facebook on the Noahide World Center page. You can always double check for times and links. Yeah, so get connected.
Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi, so much.
Week.
All right, and the same to you. So on that note, I guess I'll sign out for today, and we'll be back next week according to the Rabbi, so I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully you see how profound this lesson is and how I think it's necessary for B'nai Noach to understand there's no definitive reason to convert, but I know many people have that inner draw, and blessings to you. We want to be supportive, but I think what the Rabbi shared with the Rambam today is to really be authentic. You've got to be genuine in all that you say, in all that you do, in all that you are. Be real with yourself, and that helps align so you can conduit into this world in a better way. Such a joy. So till next time, have a wonderful, wonderful week, everybody. Bye for now.